Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an Object 261. It's the Soviet Tier 10 SPG, and this one's located on the south spawn of Hinterland, which is the new Grand Battle map, and it's under the command of Pilatus. Now, Pilatus, I believe, is a Swiss aircraft manufacturer, and I should know that because I've actually jumped out of Pilatus turbo porters. Yes, I used to skydive when I was a little younger, and that used to be the aircraft of choice. In actual fact, we're on the north spawn. just shows that I don't really know this map that well. It is a Grand Battle map, that means it's tier 10s, and Pilatus is taking his 261 off into the woods. Okay, and he's now aiming at the enemy, or at least those that can be seen. Now, the Object 261 is based on the chassis of an IS-7 and carries an 18cm B1P cannon. Oh, good shot! First shot on the Object 140, picks up 327 hit points to splash. Now, it only carries 18 rounds of ammunition, and Pilatus has opted to carry 16 rounds of standard HE and 2 rounds of premium, just for the extra splash if he needs it. Okay, he's loaded, ready to go. The reload time is 27 seconds, which is slightly better than some of the other tier 10 Artys. In fact, it's very good compared to the others, and that's a direct hit. 862 hit points. He overmatched the armour of the Strib 103B, and it did maximum damage it could possible. Well, nearly. The alpha damage of the 18cm gun is 900 hit points. So penetration 45mm. He did go through that hull because it's very, very thin on the Strib 103B. Just very well angled. T110E5 working out where it's going to go. He's fired the round in, and he got a direct hit because there was no explosion, so we know he touched him. We just don't know how much damage he did off that one. Now, the Object 261 actually wasn't built. It was a theoretical development, supposed to have an 18cm naval gun, but it was discontinued. They didn't actually go ahead and build it. It's a bit of a pity, really. It's actually quite a good Arty. In fact, the big problem is that it really doesn't carry enough ammunition, especially in grand battles. Normally, you can actually run out of ammo on these games. Now, he did get a nice hit there on the back chat 25 ton. He got 333 hit points from the actual splash, and he's picked up some stun assist afterwards. That's 675 hit points of stun assist. Going for the T110E5, and he lands it alongside him for 235 that time. Got 13 rounds of ammo left. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Hinterland map, a lot of people have actually been sort of like testing it out by going into the training rooms and with a couple of friends and running around the map in little light tanks just to see what it's all about. It is quite unusual. It's this town in the centre, and there's also these what I would call trenches, really, at some points along the map, and they can be quite interesting. 87 hit points there on Object 140. Those tanks are starting to group together. It might be useful to continue shooting at that one. Oh, well, that 277 obviously made a big mistake. Drove up there to help his teammates and got shot in behind. Okay, Gorilla 15, that's a good target. Lightly armoured. Is he going to go for the Centurion? He's lost sight of the Gorilla. No, he's opted for the IS-7. Fires the round in at him. Gets a direct hit for 251. He's up to 2k damage already, and he's just relocating. think one of the problems that some people have with the Object 261 is really that it doesn't have as big a punch as some of the other top tier Arties. The same is true for the Batchat 155-58. They're both very lightly gunned vehicles. The Batchat 155-58 of course has a 155mm gun, but it has that magazine of 3 shots at a time with a 10-second gap between each shot. But the Object 261 does have a good reload time. 27 seconds is not bad, and 900 hit points is quite a bit of damage on the enemy. It's enough to take out a tank, and good shot there on the AMX. Ooh, just missed him, but stunned him. Dialing in the aim on the AMX 50B, he's stationary, and that's a nice hit, 225, and it actually hit the gun. You can see it's put a hole through the gun, so that's going to disable him to a certain extent, force him to use his repair kit, and he's down to 22% of his health left anyway. We're 2 tanks down on the enemy at the moment, but don't let that deceive you, because in ground battles like this, it can go either way very quickly. In fact, actually, the scores have been equalised already, and look at that! 198 hit points. He killed that AMX 13105. That's his first kill. Now you can see that we've got a force making their way down the east side of the map. And it looks like they're approaching the enemy cap area. We don't know where the enemy forces are, though, on the west side of the map. They've gone quiet all of a sudden. Oh, tree went down in the centre of town, near the E50M. Yep, it was the enemy. And we've got an IS-7 approaching and a Leopard 1. We're far enough away that we're safe. Oh, and that was a good hit. 398 hit points. We're now up to 3.3k of damage. And the IS-7 is taking fire. So we're picking up stun assist. Although I'm not sure we actually picked up stun assist off that shot on the IS-7. So maybe he did use his first aid kit. Okay, there's a Leopard somewhere up here on this side of the map. He's gone unsighted, so he must be the other side of the railway line at the moment. The moment he pops over, that Progetto is going to spot him. In the town, we've got an E100 moving about near the centre. And that's a direct hit. 186 hit points, nice bit of stun. And a T110E3 has made his way under the railway bridge, approaching our Object 140. Ow, that hurt. 790 hit points he lost to that shot. But the E3 is taking fire, and we're almost about to fire ourselves. Oh, he got a fire, and the E3's dead. Now, going back to the town, the E100. He's trying to get at our 60 TP. We fire around in ahead of him. Not sure that was a really good move. The E100 is just pushing the Rex about to provide a little nest to protect himself. He is tracked at the moment. That shell just came in from one of our fellow Arties. I think it was the GWE100. And it tracked him. We're loaded. This one would be better. Yep, rounds out. Oh, it hit unfortunately, it hit the side of the hill. It didn't actually do any damage. Now we're down to just 3 rounds of ammo left. The scores are still fairly even, and there's 6 minutes left on the clock. So we're loading the last round of standard ammo. We'll be eating into the premium rounds after this. Okay, loaded. Okay, there's one of the other enemy Arties, the Object 261 on the enemy team, and he was pretty quickly dispatched by the Progetto 65. We've got a Griller moving pretty rapidly at the enemy back. We fire the round in, anticipating him moving forward. And we splash him for 131. Now, can our Sheridan get him? Well, he just put a round into him for 319. Let's hope that that Gorilla doesn't fire back, because he's got that wicked gun which can do 750 alpha. It's the 15 centimeter gun on the Gorilla. Now that IS-7 is very, very badly hurt. He's having difficulty getting lining up the shot, but that kill shot worked. 152 hit points. We're loading our last round of ammo. As I said at the start of this game, the problem with the Object C61, they don't have enough rounds. You only get 18 rounds of ammo, and frequently in grand battles like this, you will run out of ammo at the end of the game. In fact, you might run out of ammo before the end of the game. And that means that the only thing you can do when that happens is sit in the cap and help your team that way. Now, there are only 3 enemy tanks left. There's an Object 430U, an E100, and a Death Star, the FB215B183. They were last seen in the south area of the map. Well, the Object 430U was on the outskirts of the city. The E100 was just on the south of the city, as was the Death Star. And the Sheridan's making a scouting run. And he's being joined by the Progetto 65, who's making a run through the outskirts of the town. We're looking in the direction of where we think the E100 was last seen. Oh, one of them's been spotted. It's the Death Star. And I think he just fired at the Progetto with his 183mm gun, but he'll be in reload now. And in the meantime, oh, well, that did not work out too well for him. The GWE 100 finished him off after the Progetto put a couple of rounds into him. There's the 430U, and he just got killed by the Progetto 65. So that means there's only one enemy left. It's the E100, and there he is. Unfortunately, he just killed the Progetto. But everyone's going to be after the 100 now. Oh, that was a kill shot with the last round of ammo. He splashed him to death with the premium round, and that wins the game. Well done, Pilatus. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a second-class tanker for Pilatus in the Object 261. He picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 12. He got a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a Fadin's medal. He used his last round of ammunition to kill the last enemy on the team and win the game. And on top of that, he picked up a Confederate. He hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And yeah, he certainly did hit a lot of enemy tanks. So let's have a look at team score. Well, surprisingly, he didn't get the high caliber. That went to the M48A5 Patton. He managed to get 6,743 hit points of damage, and that Progetto M40 Mod 65, the one who was killed right towards the end of the game, he managed to get 4,379, but Pilatus did manage to get 4,173 hit points of damage on his team, and he was only beaten in damage by the E100, who also managed to get 4,869. That was the guy he killed right at the end of the game. And he was obviously a good player because he managed to get 9 kills. And in fact, when it comes to kills, he was the high scorer on the game. The Patton came second with 5 kills. Then we've got the Object 430U on the enemy team with 4. And we can see that Pilatus topped out with 3 kills alongside the GWE 100 and the Progetto M40 Mod 65. When it came to base XP, though, it was the Patton who managed to score the highest amount, then the Progetto, then the T57 Heavy, then the GWE 100, and we can see that Pilatus is down in 6th place when it came to base XP. He managed to get 890, but obviously he did have a fairly good game in that he did get that last kill shot on the last enemy. So let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired all 18 rounds of ammunition. He got 9 direct hits and 1 penetration. Damage of on splash damage on 15. Damage of 4,173 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 11 of the enemy, killed 3 of them, so there's the difference that got him the Confederate. And he also did 1,869 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 65,406 credits, got 32,703 from personal reserve bonus, and he got a personal missions payout of 26,162. So his total came to 124,271 credits. And after ammunition resupply, and the ammo is not that expensive, it's actually quite reasonable for a tier 10 Arty, he actually took away 78,191 credits. He also received 1,335 XP, got 1,762 for the personal missions payout, so he took away 3,097 experience points altogether. So a really good game there by Pilatus, and it's nice to see Hinterland. It's actually quite a nice map, and I'm sure many of you who actually do play at tier 10 will be experiencing it and giving us feedback, because we obviously need to know where the best Arty positions that you've fired from in it, and all your suggestions as to where people should go. And that will make it really helpful for your fellow Arty players. If you really enjoyed that map, that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.